Hey everyone, welcome to today's lesson on technology and digital citizenship. Let's start off with our mission. The mission of Jason Lee Middle School is to open doors to student success by developing lifelong learners, responsible decision makers, and caring and contributing members of society. So what is our learning target today? Well, we are learning about how our digital behavior can impact others, and to know if we are successful in our learning today, we will commit to 3 ways that you can or will be courageous towards digital citizenship. So let's start off by taking this time to think. Here's your question. What is citizenship? Now, if you need more time to think about this, pause the video. But if not, this is the definition that we have for you. Citizens recognize the rights, responsibilities, and opportunities of living, learning, and working in an interconnected world, and they act and model in ways that are safe, legal, and ethical. Now this brings us to what is digital citizenship. You have the definition for citizenship, but I want you to think, what does that mean when it comes to digital citizenship? You can pause the video here if you'd like. Well, what that is digital citizens recognize the rights, responsibilities, and opportunities of living, learning, and working in an interconnected digital world, and they act and model in ways that are safe, legal, and ethical. Let's play a little game. Before we start though, this game, if you looked at the 2 definitions, the biggest change there was digital. And this really resonates in our time in school now based off of the Canvas work that we have to do, the Zoom meetings that you have to be in, or the Zoom classrooms that you have to be in. We have to make sure that we are prepared to be good digital citizens. Here we go. First question, can you collaborate with fellow students on Google Docs? What do you think? Well, got to ask your teacher on this. It could be a yes, it could be a no. If your teacher has a project involving Google Docs, slides, or Keynote, check with them if collaboration is allowed. And more than likely, you will have to be doing this if there are group projects because we are working remotely. If allowed, which in most cases you will be, do not use Google Docs as a chat room or a messaging center. The teachers can see and receive notifications of what you're typing. I was receiving emails that were notifying me that kids were chatting within a Google Doc. We don't have time to be looking over your side chats while we're trying to teach your grade, right? So watch out what you're gaggling. And you're probably wondering what I mean by that. So what is gaggle? Well, first off, the reason why we have to monitor you is to protect all students, all student communication, and all district devices. They're being watched over, they're being monitored so that things like bullying won't happen or inappropriate behavior or comments do not happen. The system alerts our administrators if a student is using inappropriate language, sharing inappropriate content, or if there is a concern that someone might be harmed. The alerts are called gaggle alerts. So, using your iPad for school and to connect with your peers, obviously that's fine. Just remember, it's not a personal device. This isn't your Nintendo Switch. This isn't your PlayStation 4, or maybe your PlayStation 5 coming up. This is a piece of school property that you are using/borrowing and using for learning. What you say and what you share matters. Hopefully that helps you with understanding what gaggle means. Here's the next question. Are you allowed to download games to your iPad? I'll let you think about it. Well, depends again. Game apps need to be district and teacher approved. If you have been in our district, you know there is an app store, not necessarily a store, but a place where you can download the apps called the app catalog. So even if the game app is available for download in the app catalog, it is still best for you to ask permission from your teacher before using the app during class. In this case, you'll be working remotely, so the app catalog that is district-wide will be available for you to go through and download certain games, educational games. But also at the same time, don't assume that it's okay to use or download certain apps without asking first. Now, we're not inside an actual classroom where we're doing this remotely, like I said earlier, but I remember back then I would catch a lot of students on their iPads on apps that weren't quite related to what we're learning in class or completely off topic. Now, I'm not opposed to you downloading apps that are district approved, but just make sure you're using them at the appropriate time. Next question. Can I submit my Canvas assignments without doing any work? Well, I'm not going to give you a lot of time on this one because you know what? No. You got to always try your best on the assignments and assessments, even if you're not sure. Us teachers, we look for your hard work. We want to make sure that you are at least trying. Do not write IDK or I don't know as your answers because that goes back to what I just said. You're not trying at that point. Now, if you're really confused and you're like, well, I really don't know the answer, that's when you should email your teacher, email me or whoever your teacher is, or ask them during a Zoom meeting. Next, should I have my technology charged and ready to go? Yes, of course. Try your best to make a habit of charging your devices every night. And I know we're in remote learning, but still make it a habit. If you have an iPad device that has a weaker battery life, and that's happened before, right now I have a laptop that dies fairly consistently on me. You have to make sure you're charging it consistently or having the charging plug near you, or maybe just have it plugged and ready to go right away. Another little fun tip or pro tip I may add is setting alarms. So set alarms on your devices for your assignments, for the Zoom meetings that are coming up, and for class times, especially in the beginning of the year. Get this all set up. I do that for myself. I set alarms for when the classes are going to be, when I need to get my grades in for you guys. Even when I go out for a run or go to the gym, I set alarms for myself. So make it a habit. It's a really good habit. So it's practice time. Let's practice emailing. You will be required to communicate through email with your teachers. Remote learning, you have no choice but to do it this way. You're going to communicate with them through Zoom, through Canvas. So please have your iPad open. This is what the email app icon looks like. Or maybe the device at home that you're using, a laptop, and be ready to practice emailing your current tutorial teacher. Or in this case, maybe your current hula or math teacher, your teacher of your choice, to practice this. So here we go. Start with entering your teacher's email in the To section. Okay? And if you don't know what your teacher's email is, go to your emails. You'll notice that it'll be there right away. Or on Canvas, there should be links to your teacher's emails. Mine are I'm always emailing students. So if you look up on top, you will find my email. Skip the CCBC section and then enter the subject for now. Just type the word practice. And if I'm going too fast, pause it, rewind. Now typing up the email, you will need a proper greeting. Proper greeting, also known as salutation. So inside the message, start off with a hello or a hi, good morning, good afternoon. and then convey your message in a formal and positive way. In this case, you may be saying, I would like to get to know you. I am your student, so-and-so, whatever your name may be, your real name, right? And then ending with a proper closing and your name. Maybe you say thanks, comma, and then your name, or your student, comma, or it could be sincerely, comma. So again, what we're trying to teach you guys here is the appropriate way to email, because you'll be using email up until when you become professional as well. All right, let's go watch this video.
Posting and having a lot of people see it can definitely be kind of scary. If you're a teenager, you're going to make bad decisions sometimes.
They can screenshot it, they can do so many things to save that, and they can edit it in ways that you won't want them to.
Whether or not you think it'll go away, it's there. Anything you post online, you're stuck with.
Oversharing to me is putting too much of your personal life in front of a wide audience of people.
Posting something for the sake of showing that you're there and maybe not because you're actually having that great of a time. Posting about things that people don't necessarily think are significant, but they're just kind of posting to be posting.
What you share and how often you share is going to affect the way that somebody views you. Just because I'm going to post all the time, that doesn't mean that you're going to get all the attention. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to like you.
For example, people have like Finstas or spam accounts where they just like post random stuff, and sometimes they get too personal with what they're talking about on there.
Things that are meant to be texted one-to-one, people tend to post online so 50 other people can see their plans for tomorrow or the next weekend. You could be doing something like that could potentially endanger yourself by making your account public and saying too much about where you live or who you are.
When I'm in like a cool location and I want to show everybody where I am, but most of the time I'll just tag where I am with like a Snapchat story so people can know.
So once you put something online, it can be there forever because people might take screenshots, they might record it, they might save it.
I don't think people don't realize that it's going to be there forever. I think they just don't care. A lot of people have this mentality of like, what I'm doing is very insignificant. Why is anyone going to care about this?
You should be cautious of what you post. You don't post your pictures and think like, okay, nobody's seeing me, nobody's screenshotting me, nobody doing nothing. Because people doing that, you just not gonna know.
Your Snapchats, despite the fact that they only last, 4 to 8 seconds, they're still there. Your Instagram stories that go away after 24 hours, they're still there. Anything that is posted, anything that's up, no matter what happens, even if you leave it up for a minute and take it down, it's there as soon as you put it up there.
No one's going to scrutinize everything that you say the same way that you might.
You are not obliged to post every second of your life in order to please what you might see as the majority of people. So when you feel like you have to post all the time, when you feel like you have to do this in order to get fame and attention, you don't. It's not your job.
That's something you always have to be thinking about. What do you want people to remember you on social media as?
All right, so here's a final reminder for you from our playbook titled Being a Student at Jason Lee Simplified. So don't bring your drama from social media to class, or in this case, remote learning with you. We really don't have time for that. This is a drama-free zone. Last but not least, here's your exit ticket. You will independently complete a quick type on your iPad or whatever device you may have at home about how you will commit to being a good digital citizen, both in remote learning as well as in the real world.